Okay, dokie. That's all good, that's all good, that's all good, okay. Now, to remember what I was doing, which was realizing that this is basically a board game, and I can make a print and play version to make sure that this is a fun game before I commit to making it a digital game. And to do that, I want to generate a bunch of cards so that I can print them. Okay, there was an issue here where it was like if I click on that, yeah, I highlight one of the units in the background there and it causes a problem. If it is null, no, if it's not null, why would it specifically be the wrong version? So that should, is that gonna fix it? That's gonna be pretty quick. It's a fix. Yeah, and the real question is figuring out how to put this onto a page so that it'll actually print. Yeah, this awkward like, I just slapped them all down here. Okay, good. So it double checks that does not go outside of the bounds of the card. Okay, well that's two things that made sure are working. Because now the big thing, or not, so basically you should just not be setting it to inactive. Yeah, it should, well no, this is on mouse over. Set active to true. Set active to true. Oh, on mouse exit, set it to false. How about we just do it with the if there's a thing there. Otherwise, just don't mess with that. Okay. Again, adding more weird, dumb, bad code, but the important thing is that this will exist at the same time as the game so that I can do this at any time, because I would like to just spit out a bunch of cards. It seems silly, but I'm like, no, this is, I think, a very smart, very important thing to do, is to just make sure that the game actually works. And if I can just, with a bit of printer paper and a little bit of, cutting to make little cards, and then just move them around on a board to see if game is fun. Okay, so that seems to have solved the problem, which wasn't a big problem, not really a necessary problem to fix. Okay, but the thing about this was also that it takes up the entire screen. Okay, I also need to add a main menu just so that it has the exit button, right? Because I believe this has, that's a button. And this card generator isn't actually anything, but maybe I will make it a thing. That is the main menu button. I don't want to, I want the main menu. Is that not a, yeah, menu. There we go. And then that has the get rid of the thing, right? Quit. And then if I hit escape. Oh, it's because I had main menu buttons, but in this case I don't have main menu buttons, so. Then the question would be, I mean, because technically it should go to the main menu. Well, is that a thing I can do? Can I say go to the main menu if that scene is in the list otherwise? Oh, so if you press escape... Well, it really shouldn't go to the main menu. It should just pop up the pause menu, but I don't think I have a pause menu. Which means then it should just go to the main menu. So... Okay, so can I just see if scene... Holy balls. Scene manager and find scene? Get scene by name? Yeah. Should be in the if. So... which returns a scene if it's not equal to null. Then do quit to main menu. Otherwise, dot name. Oh wait, no. Oh my goodness, what did I hit? I did not mean to press that. Okay. You return a scene though, right? Oh, you needed the name of the scene. That's really the only issue. The name of the scene being main menu. I believe. Scenes main menu. So So if it finds the main menu, then it goes to the main menu. Otherwise, it does the quit, which is application.quit. Okie dokie. So now, like I said, these can coexist. And I can have yet another scene or game within a game within a game. Because for some reason I can't just make a game. It has to be a game and then all of these weird marketing scenes, essentially. Although, like I said, this one is actually a very important test. Because, like I said, if I can just print out a bunch of cards, just random scattershot, whole bunch of nonsense cards, and then see if the game is still interesting and fun, and not too complicated. Especially if it's not running off of the computer. So if it's not like the computer is keeping track of everything. And that'll tell me if I'm actually onto something. Which I like to think that I am. But this will confirm it a little faster than trying to program an entire game. I can just print out some pieces of paper and shuffle them around. Whenever this decides to actually run. Which, gee whiz, it's a single scene. I mean, it might be a little complicated with all the little characters and stuff that I have. Because I am a crazy person. But it's a single scene. I feel like it should be somewhat fast. Yeah, and these are all cut off. And these are all very large. And then if I look at a different game that has a similar set of like cards on a page, I don't really need this right there. That's my list of, you know, hopefully someday I will eventually apply to a bunch of jobs. But that day was not today. Today was, oops, I played too much Tears of the Kingdom yet again. Because I keep expecting the game to end. And it keeps not ending. This is not the end, it's not ending. Okay, there we go. A similar game in terms of cards on a page. Yeah, but that's the real issue, is that I don't know. Yeah, part of the reason I did the colorful alien characters instead of like human characters is because these names are nowhere near human. Because I just said, make vowels a little more popular. Otherwise. Or no, I did vowels like every other letter for the most part. And I should probably put some rules in there for certain letters cannot be next to each other. Okay. So now that I have this, can I escape it? That's... The main menu doesn't exist! Why are you just reloading it? Actually, I do want that as a feature. That's probably a good idea. But... Okay, what? That was neither of the things. Quit to main menu goes and loads the scene. If it's not equal to null, quit to main menu. Wait, huh? Okay, can I just get like the scene count? Oh, it's a reset after a certain amount of time. Let's do like a reset scene as well. Just to have that. Reset scene, because that I can just do like whatever the active scene is, just reset it. And then get the active scene, which gives me an index or a scene, and then just do a scene manager. I feel like I have this somewhere. Yeah, that's a load scene. But that's after, that's... Okay, do int seconds. And then pass in the seconds. So then reset. Let's call it reset scene. Because that's a little more what it is. And then... So it'd be start coroutine. And that's if you press R. Oh, and that would be on the start. That's why it would restart constantly. But otherwise, if that's not there, which is commented out, then it'd be if the keycode.r is pressed. Boy, did I eat way too much candy today. That's because I had the candy. It's like, oh look, there's food to eat. Let's just go eat it. It's like, no, it's probably because it was prepared food. It's like, oh, it already exists. Oh, reset scene. But those peach rings that I've been munching on way too much are still good, even after too many of them. Which is a good sign, but I should not be eating too many of them. And the home-cooked pizza that I made was pretty delicious, too. It was a bummer that I put a little too much sauce on it, but I had that entire can of sauce, and I was like, well, I only have this one pizza. I only have this one, cooked crust. There we go. I just had the one crust, so I'm like, I gotta use all the sauce on this one crust, so it's a saucy pizza. Okay, so that is a reset, and that is an exit. Oh, and this was the... It finds it in the build list, despite the fact that it's not active. So does it get active scenes? Well, actually, just get the active scene, which is a scene, and then if the name is equal to, or rather is not equal to, so if it is not, if it's anything other than the card generator, card generator, yes. Card generator. Doesn't need to be there anymore. So if it's not the card generator, it does that. But if it is, then it just quits. And then I have a reset button so that I can spit out more cards. And then it's a matter of positioning, because I would like to have, because I think I only have like 6 fully visible cards. Everything else is falling off the screen. Oh, it's because all the cards are on their own separate little adventures under each of the units here, which is why I just positioned them rather than sized them, but... I can't zoom the camera out because it's a canvas thing, not a camera thing. Because I think I would like to ideally have it be like 3 cards in a little square, much like this is. Well, and ideally, probably get it all the way to the edge. Especially if this is just for me to print and play. If I get it all the way to the edge, then that cuts off this little extra strip here. Well, I don't know that the printer goes all the way to the edge, though. That's probably why this is like this. Meaning I probably do need to have that little edge anyway. It's funny how I still put effort into streaming, despite the fact that I know this is not going to be interesting to anybody but me. Okay, so it is 8, not 6. They're not that big. Well, like I said, I could do... It's the repositioning this is still a pain because of the way I'm doing it. Because I just kind of manually slap them in there. Which, like I said, I do have the card generator script, so I could do that. I could pull that up. And then I still have the text I want to mess with on these. To make sure that the... Yeah, because move randomly does not work nearly as well with a physical board game. Especially when I want to make it just cards. I want it to be the cards and the board, and that's it. So, let's test this. So that works just fine. And then let's test that. That works. Okay. So now I sort of have the card generator. And like I said, do I want to dump them? Because I could just do 8. Instead of doing all these extra ones off the edge, I could just say, here's 8. Yeah, I still want it in the left corner, essentially. But I want that left corner to move a little bit. It's because they're all in their own separate canvases, is the issue. which worked when I wasn't trying to put them all in their own canvas. And that's right, I could do this and just say, hey, for each card, move it to a new position. Well, and right now, this should put up the 8. That's 8. But actually, I lied, because I didn't want the one on the end. So 1, 2. Yeah, this one. And then you actually can come back. Yeah, and then it's just positioning them so that they're centered. Is the issue. Oh, that's the, it's moving all of them. So how do I want to do that? Yeah, it's because I could do a loop through and then say for each of them, figure out where you're supposed to be positioned. Well, that's the other question is, because right now they are positioned in the upper left. And then do I want to position them from the center is the question. Well, some of that is just, if I run that, I can also just screenshot it and then move it into the middle of. Oh, you do fall outside of the thing. Okay, I do need to, what do you? Oh, wait. It's if the spawn is not equal to null. Yeah, okay, check both. Not that I need to worry about this null check for this thing that I'm really not going to be. I don't know, because there is a part of me that says, well, I could make this his own separate little thing where you can actually just hit the button to, you know, spit up a bunch of different cards and make your own little decks of characters and cards. Like, it wouldn't take me that long to make it polished enough that I could actually drop it somewhere and say, hey, this is an option if you want it. Which is also why, for my sake and for the sake of anybody. Oh, that means I need to make it white as well, because if we're doing this based on a printer and not my own. Yeah, okay. And then I would just need to center all of these. And it works so well if they just weren't canvas elements. And if they were all in their own, if they were all in the same canvas. Well, that's the question too, is like, do I want to? No, I think I would want them centered no matter what. I put them in the left, but I think I want them centered. I made that script, right? Yes. It has nothing in it. It doesn't do anything. But I didn't make it. Actually, let's just, for now, like, because I really want this to just do everything for me. That's why I like procedural content. Because I can just do a little bit of code and then it'll just spit up whatever I want. So, more than likely, it'll be the exact same. It'll be very similar to spawn. Although this uses add unit, which is the smart way to do it, but I'm not doing the smart way because this is... I guess technically I would need like king units and stuff too. I'll worry about that later. I just want basic units and I can, you know, just designate a unit as a king. For future purposes. Really, it is not even 7 o'clock. And I started this stream late. And yet still. Wait, how did I look up add unit and then it's not showing me this? Okay, I just wasn't seeing it. What are you... Oh. Thing I haven't finished is a problem because it's not finished. Well, that's what I'm working on. Okay, where was the... There should be, at the very beginning here, at the start, there should be a loop through all the things. There we go, I just didn't scroll down. Yeah, then this I won't need to worry about. Enemies or allies. It's just... because it's not a thing for the print and play version. Or rather, it'll be, once you actually choose a unit, then you can designate it, whether you want it a... There we go. And then add unit is where it does the thing. Like a dat. Oh, duh. So let's do a nice serialized field there. Let's do another one for slapping in the unit. And then the spawn position does not matter because it's the card position that I need to fix. Does not matter, so just 0. There we go. Just kind of slowed down to a stop there. Game object, actually. There we go. Because I don't actually need to mess with the unit info. It's just the card part of the unit. It's not like well, it's... shoot. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the card... So on the unit, I'm looking for, under the canvas, this square card. Yeah, because I could tag it as card, and then just, you know, get... Well, that's not... find... isn't it find object? It is a game object. Find... Right? Is that not a thing? Or am I... It's not game object, it's just find... There we go, find object. No. Dadgummit, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the... Yeah, I was like, I think the different parts of the card are visible to me, and I can mess with the actual card. I can't. Oh yeah, and that's when I was messing with different background colors on the cards, but for now I'm keeping it basic, and that's the same with the edge. In a print and play version, not messing with that, cause yeah, I also gotta see when this is. Oh, October 7th. Oh, submissions close on September 8th. Yeah, okay. Yeah, which is why I need to submit sooner rather than later. And that's true too, is that it's also competing with other people to show off a thing. So yeah, it's only been half an hour. I'm like, I want to sit. Like, no, you ate too much candy today, bud. You have to stand for a while, at least. I don't think it's gonna burn off any calories. Let's see, what does my new smartwatch say? Yeah, it's always funny with the walking. The goal for walking is I think 6,000 steps, and I typically take 5,500. So all I really gotta do is like pace a little more. I could finish off those steps, and I just don't. I could probably add an extra loop on my walk around the block, but okay. So the big problem here is I just need to position the card. Well, that's the thing too. It's like technically I don't even need the... It's like the problem is this abilities. Yeah, it's hooked up to the unit. And then the unit is hooked up to the card. Yeah, like the card edge and card background. That's it though, right? Which means I don't even need the unit then, right? So what happens if I do that? So if I just rip the guts out of this thing, does it fall apart? Because I don't need that selection square thing either in the background character. I don't need... Yeah, it's the canvas. I need this ability here. And the canvas. Okay, can I copy them and paste them? I can. No, wait. Is the name text attached to the unit? Or is it attached to the ability? Well, this is another one that I could smash these together. Just to to save a little space. Oh, that's another one that I could smash together. No, I'm not even using new neighbors. Well, I'm thinking about using it. I'm not just yet, but I'm thinking about using it. So... I don't need to keep consolidating these things, but might as well. Okay. The question was, the card name, is that attached to the ability? Looks like it shouldn't be. But then I'm not seeing it here either. So how in the heck is it getting a name? That's also not the name that I meant. Name text. Okay, name text then. Jeez. The name generator. It's generating the name. Okay. Okay, well, like I said, let's just run this and see if there should be a card. Well, this card generator, the ability is not being created. And it's not generating the character either. Because if I can just skip the whole unit thing, I think that would be a little easier. So the unit. Oh yeah, it was this weird thing where it was this. Well, can I do that under here? Well, and that's, do I need to do it or not? I will see. Because if I turn the canvas off and on again, that may or may not fix it. Because that's why I'm doing that. It's because when I did this earlier. No, okay. So this does not actually add the text to the card. But it generates the string to slap on the card. Yeah, this position text. Well, all of these. Yeah, this ability text is returned somewhere. Yeah, okay, there's get text, and then it breaks, like it turns it into this word soup, which is fine. I don't care if it's a word soup right now. So, something somewhere is saying get text. Yeah, okay, it's because it was a list of abilities. Nah, but 18 more minutes and then you can sit. Yeah, at this point though, I'm having it as a single ability per card. I don't know, it's like... So I wouldn't mind doing multiple abilities per card, but... Well, I guess that's the thing, you could do multiple cards. Have a single character that has multiple cards that list out the abilities. Because like I said, ideally it would be... The king has the ability of move twice. It has the ability of cannot be removed. It has the ability of units cannot summon next to it. A la King Kicker. Oh, so this ability is actually working, right? Because that's saying ally end of turn anywhere, remove. Yeah, so enemy end of turn adjacent, remove. But then it's not listing it on the card. And then it's not pulling. Yeah, that's what it is. This is pulling from the unit to get all of its info. Like here, it's saying the image is from the unit. Yeah, so there isn't really a way to... Or at least it's not worth it to try to separate them. Oh, and the reason I was wanting to separate them... Gosh dang it, I need to use the restroom. Be right back. Dang it, I just noticed the E on my Be Right Back is messed up. I really need to redo all of the assets for my stream. But that would also be, I would really need to stream stuff that is seen if I wanted to. Or there wouldn't be a point of updating the stream if I wasn't gonna stream stuff that... There would be no point in updating the stream if I stream stuff that people aren't interested in. Which, this is one of those things. But that's why it's also why I haven't updated the stream and stuff, because I don't... This is just on the off chance that somebody's looking over my shoulder. I can show that I'm actually doing something instead of the majority of the time when I'm just playing Tears of the Kingdom. And feeling bad about it. Okay, the problem, the question, the thing that I was trying to fix, the stuff I was trying to do, was repositioning these cards to be centered. And to do that, I need... But now I'm also spawning a certain number of them. I don't have, like, a list of them. Which I could have a list of them, but... Well, it's one of those things of, like, I could just say, well, here's 9 of them in a little square that I smash in the middle of the screen. Or I could do what I'm doing now, which is put in the effort to make sure that it can instantiate a bunch of however many. The problem is the sizing as well. But that would also be something I could change. Well, okay, let's test that real quick. So if I go into the unit and the canvas and then the card, and then I change the parent here to be like 150. Yeah, that does jack diddly squat. Because I would have to change each individual element. Yeah, this is the edge, so 150, yeah. So that does give me the opportunity to fully resize and reposition the card however I want, if I can pass it in as a thing. As in pass in each different part of the card. I don't know, I also kind of like the idea of just doing this as simple as possible for now, so that I can print it and play it that way. As simple as quick as possible. Yeah, okay, it's not September 8th that this is happening. This is October 7th. Well, at any rate, I want to go to this event. Yeah, okay, so that's before. Well, before any other obligations. And that's October, and then December. Beginning of December. Okay, that's neither here nor there. Well, but that is, it's not that I have to have a version of this done. I have to have everything set up for October 7th, which is really what it would be. To confirm that this is the game that I'm making and finishing. The finishing is kind of the more important part there, because there's so much stuff that I've started and never ever finished. and Redbubble stuff and all that. That's like the many games that I have not finished. Because I think there's a lot of stuff that is... yeah, like that I want to work on still. I still do want to work on that. Yeah, this I need to update. I haven't worked on this in forever, and I'm not going to. And then I could probably throw both of the... oh, and I say that's in development, but it's basically done at this point. I haven't touched it in a long time, and I don't plan on doing so. There's a few more of these things I need to update. Yeah, I got all these. But then it's the stuff I've been working on this past month or two. Yeah, then this is where I would need the... when I get the Redbubble link, then this... I could also link it to a Redbubble. Okay, but that's neither here nor there again. Again, so the question is whether I want to future-proof this or not. The answer is probably not right now. Especially because this is the print and play that I'm not... keep looking at messages and it's all just WhatsApp spam of some crypto nonsense or whatever. Okay. It's somehow like too much work to press the buttons to move these over again. But it's also like too much work to make it work, dadgummit. Okay, I could do that there, and then I could do that. Nope, not you. That to there, then this, 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 and this. And turn all these back on. What? Oh. You are correctly, or you're opened. Yeah, it's just because I need it in the center of the screen so that it'll... so that I can use this for just slapping this on a piece of paper. Well, and like I said, okay, let's see. Let's also see if I'm doing the not so efficient version of this, how inefficient is it, is the question. There's so many little errors. There's so many little things that I need to do, and I just don't do. Because they're little. It's not going to take that long, and yet somehow I just haven't done it. Well, but I think it's also that fear in the back of my mind that it's like, I don't know if it's going to be a quick thing. I would assume so, but I don't know. And if it's a small thing I can ignore, that could turn into a big thing. It just seems easier to ignore it than actually letting it turn into a big thing. I thought it did this where it took forever once, and then it goes a little faster once it loads some stuff. But apparently not. Apparently it takes a full minute to do a build. I'm glad I figured out a way to default it to this other screen here. Okay, so now if I tried to, so if I do grab a screenshot of this, then I hit escape, and I go to not you. I go here, and I look at the screenshot that I just grabbed, and then I try to print it. What is the print? Yeah, that was the question. So those are massive, according to the printer. Yeah, and there is a little bit that it just does not print on. Yeah, so these are all massive. And then if I look at this other game with square cards, it does that. It has 3 across. So I need to shrink these a bit. Which is why I had all of this nonsense. Yeah, because this is that third layer that hangs off of the screen. Meaning I need to squeeze this third layer in. It just sucks that I can't move the camera because it's the canvas. It's not related to the camera. Although I could go into each of these and say, actually, so if I do screen space camera and I say this camera, what does that do? If I try to change the camera size, that's not going to be what I want. Yeah, that is not what I want. But if I go and do world space and then look at it, that's just a couple notes of like, that's Adventure Time. Right? No, or is it? I know this theme. Or is this an Amphibia? This is Amphibia. No, Gravity Falls. Damn it! I don't know my Disney cartoons. Ah, pitiful. I knew the theme though. It's been a while since I watched Gravity Falls. Okay, so now if I do the camera. Hey. That is not a great way to fix the problem. But it is a way to fix the problem. So if I just do world space on all of these. Yeah, and like I said, this is not a permanent fix, but this also works with, this does not change the base unit. This just changes it for, oh, that's event camera. It doesn't, there's no events it needs to be worried about. Yeah, so now I can cheese it and just position the camera wherever the heck I want with whatever zoom I want. And then that'll work for the cards. Again, not the most efficient, but I don't need... But this is not the game. This is just an ability to print out the cards so that I can test the idea in a quicker fashion than trying to make the whole game and see if it's fun. Especially because I want to do something as crazy as like infinite cards with just a whole bunch of units and stuff. So feel like I need to turn them on just so I can test the sizings and stuff. Well, that's the other thing too, is that I want the 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I can also just center it then too. So 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. Hide you. 1, 2, 3, and then hide these. That should give me a nice square up in the corner, and then I can reposition the camera. Hey, excuse me. Uh-oh. What? Why did it change the... Oh, it's the canvas. I'm looking at the canvas, and I'm confused as to why... I'm like, this is the thing that I was looking at, not the canvas. Yeah, and that doesn't... I don't need to worry about that. Okay, the question is, if I look at you, and then move you. Okay. And then I look at you. You don't appear to be showing up. Hmm? What? It was the same dad blasted thing. Why is the canvas 0, 0? I didn't, huh? I did the same thing. And I don't know. Hello, hello. It is, been a bit more busy and confusing than I was expecting it to be this evening. After having multiple nice chats with family members, I'm like, oh, now I finally get some time to do development, and it's just sort of getting confused as to why I can't position these cards in good positions. And it's also one of those things where like I want it to work fast and easy, because this is just to make a quick print and play version before I throw myself into like developing a whole bunch of things. I figure I should do the quick easy answer of seeing the stuff on Insta. It's looking cool. Thank you, thank you. I would say it's looking okay. Which is always surprising to me, but like the past couple tweets I did were kind of they popped off, and I was a little confused. I'm like, what did I do? No, it was Twitter. It was Twitter that I actually got a few likes on. I guess it is still called Twitter for now. Also, thank you for the follow. I am always confused when it's just a name pops up and does a follow. But yeah, then it's because I did this. Yeah, I just dropped this card nonsense on here, which nobody was interested in, but at least people liked this. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. This looks a little more like a game. But I'm trying to do this real quick, because I'm like, if I can test this as a board game, that would be Hey dude, how are you? I'm doing better. It's I always perk up when I see somebody in the chat. Just knowing that other people exist is doesn't happen as much in my life at this point. I went from like having a bunch of friends in high school that I see all the time, or high school and college that I saw people all the time, and then got a real job, and then moved out to the city and didn't see anybody, despite trying to do things in the city. And then I moved out into, I moved next to a city, which is not in the city, and now I don't see anybody ever, and I just play Tears of the Kingdom. A graphic designer and running a discount offer on all the VTuber models, logo banner overlay animations, emotes, and sub badges. Would you like to see my work if you're interested? I mean, you can follow my links down at the bottom of the site and send your stuff over on Discord or Twitter or wherever, and then I keep getting offers for like, hey, I can add so much to your stream, and I'm like, I don't really have that much I want to add necessarily, and I figure I'll probably just, if I have something I want to add, I can make it myself. But but with all the offers that I get for like, hey, you can improve your stream, I'm like, well, maybe I should add some extra something or other to it, but I also, it's just because I like a, not a super crowded stream, and yet I have all these stream avatars that crowd up the bottom of the stream, but sounds tricky. It's a lonely world a lot of the time. Well, and it's interesting too, because I'm not really all that lonely. I like being alone, and I like having time, but it's definitely swung too far in the direction of too much time to myself, and not enough, like, occasional socializing. Like the occasional, like, hey, play a video game with a friend or something. And I know some of it was like talking to like I made the effort to talk to somebody on the phone a little bit, and both of us were like, yeah, I don't really have too many updates on my life. It's just been kind of the same. Which always makes it a little harder to talk about something when there's not as many updates. But I was wondering why the heck this wasn't. Just reach out to friends is the best thing to do. Yeah, I know. I need to do it more often. Just like I was saying, I was just talking to family members and stuff. It's like, yeah, I should do that more often. I definitely feel better when I talk to people and make an effort, but it's always that, like, I don't have that many updates because I play a video game in my free time, so it just is a little harder. Well, and I think that's somewhat of, like, I separate my game dev stuff from, like, my family and all that. But that, I think, is partially just my mom has absolutely no interest in the stuff that I do. So I just assume that anybody else in my family is not interested in anything that I do. And since this game dev stuff and playing games are the things that I do, it makes it a little harder to connect. Okay, I am so distracted now. So, cause I changed it so that the camera, so I could mess around with the camera. It's like every time I'm like, I just want to do the fast version. I just want to do the easy version, and it's like, nah. You gotta do. It's gonna be hard no matter what you do. Why? Yeah, because these are just not showing up now because... Okay, that canvas is the right size. But then if I look at this canvas, for some reason this canvas did not... Why is the scale super tiny? And then here, the scale is 0. So if I do 1 and 1 and 1... Like, what did I do to trigger this one to work? That this one and the other one and the other... Like, none of the other ones worked correctly. I just... I don't want to print one card at a time. I want it to print multiple cards at a time. Yeah, I need to get myself off of the internet when I interact with people as well, because I just... I shut down when I see messages and stuff too. I'm just like, oh, it's another bot that's trying to get something from me. Oh, it's just a... I just assume whenever I get a message that it's not a real person. And I get so confused when it's like, this is really cool, dude. It's like, what? Real people that want to interact with the stuff I do? Why? Why are you here? I mean, there's people out there. They do exist. I just am bad at finding them. Well, and it's also like, I like putting my time into this stuff that just... It's just harder to connect with people in the digital space. Okay, I keep looking at the card like it's the problem. It's clearly this long list of numbers and stuff. If I'm a bot, I'm playing the long con. Well, bots are gonna get more and more sophisticated, so... You know, you got like Neuro and... or Neurosama and Evil Neuro and those are just like chatbot streamer things. We'll see what other AI stuff happens. It's definitely going to be more of a... And that's the thing, is like you're going to have to interact with it, like... When you don't know if it's a person or not, you're going to be acting nice to computers no matter what. And it's going to get less and less... It's going to get harder to differentiate, so like... It's just going to be... It doesn't matter if it's a person or a bot. It's going to be the same, like... You know, you would hope a compassionate response, but... I keep trying to get myself to do stuff, and it's just not happening. Why did this not... Okay, can I just copy these values and see if that helps? This. Copy it to here. And then see if it spits out that second card. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Why in the heck was it not doing that? So it needs specifically these values. Was it the pivot? What was the thing that's... Oh, it might have been the pivot. Why is it all 0? Why did it default to just zeros across the board? That would make sense, but it also didn't do that for this first one, so I don't know why it decided... Oh, I opened too many things. Because I wasn't looking at... Want to hear a story? Sure. I mean, good luck putting an entire story in the chat, but yeah, I'm good. I'm down to hear a story. This. Okay, I just need to open the canvas of the things that are open, and just paste the component values. Wait, 0, 1, 2, 3. So who's... I don't need you, right? This is not a thing that I need. Yeah, any stories that I would have at this point are just... Here's a funny thing I did in Tears of the Kingdom. Oh man, there was something that I... got a good chuckle out of me. And I don't remember what it was. Well, I know some of it was trying to hit, like, do the ring the bell challenge and completely whiffing on it. And then saying, nope, not doing that. The physics is a little too jank in the game, but... I was out in the forest a couple nights back with a friend of mine just hanging out and such. We see a light coming through the trees. I I don't know that I've done any camping with friends. I think I did one camping trip with my then girlfriend, and it did not go well. Which was a bummer, because I really liked the campground, but the girlfriend was not a happy camper. And I don't think the rest of my friends are really all that much into camping. It's something I miss. Did it a lot as a kid, and I've not gone camping in a long while. So you think, let's go towards the light, and keep walking, but the light never seems to get any closer. And eventually arrive at an old church with lights coming through the windows. An old church out in the middle of the woods. That's suspicious, maybe. Well, I can definitely think of, shoot, I forget which. I think it was Wisconsin, where we went walking around at walking around in the woods and found a glass church. Like, they had specifically made a church that was like completely see-through. That was actually kind of cool, despite the fact that I am not into religion. We're like, well, that sucked, and then we start walking away, so we hear this pipe organ start playing inside, and it's the weirdest tune. We just ran off. And that does sound like a spooky ghost story kind of thing. So strange, because you could not find the church again the next day. Ghost church. To go along with the ghost trains and ghost ships. IDK, probably nothing. Well, it's definitely one of those things that, like, is within the realm of possibility of, you know, you see lights, which is what makes the church easy to find in the middle of the night, and then hear a sound that is an organ in the middle of the night through the acoustics of the church and the forest is probably going to sound, well, an organ sounds kind of weird to begin with anyway, so. Okay, so now that does sound like a more fun ghost story, though. It's funny, I find the woods in the middle of the night to be a lot more calming than I do, like, a building, like, or a hotel in the middle of the night. Because, like, in the forest, you have space. You have space to run away, you can see things, and the only things that you're going to come across in the forest are going to be animals that you could either scare off or fight. But, like, in a building, it's, you know, people and ghosts. Like, people ghosts. Buildings are where people are. That's why I don't like buildings at night. It was way too late, though. It didn't make any sense. I'm assuming there's people that do, you know, late night church services in the middle of the woods. Because, you know, if you come across that kind of thing in the middle of the night, yeah, sure, kind of weird and spooky, but if somebody said, hey, you want to go to a late night church service in the middle of the woods, I'd be like, you know, that sounds kind of interesting. That sounds kind of fun. Maybe we were just in the mood to be spooked. I mean, a lot of people do find the woods spooky because it is dark and it's a place that's unfamiliar for the most part. And like a church in the middle of the night with organs. Again, it's a bunch of stuff that is very unfamiliar. Yeah, sometimes there are just settings where you're keen to be spooked. It definitely happens after like horror movies and stuff where it's like, yeah, gonna have a little bit of trouble going to bed because it's all dark and spooky. And, you know, a little unnerved. If it's a good horror movie, you'll be a little unnerved. Yeah, because even like a graveyard where it's like, I like visiting a graveyard in the daytime is fun, and it's definitely a little more spooky at night. But I think like the one time I did a nighttime graveyard thing was, hey, it's Halloween, we're gonna talk about a nighttime graveyard ghost story stuff. Okay, what in the heck was I doing? I was positioning the camera somewhere different. So here, I want this stuff in the middle of. That definitely sounds like a fun story to tell people, though. It's like I found a ghost church in the middle of the forest with a friend. Yeah, I was just watching a horror movie called Emesis Blue. It's like a TF2 thing that it just came across my YouTube. Like somebody did like a little short video, and then it was like, oh, there's this entire horror film that's attached. It was like, I don't know TF2, but it still made a lot of sense and was, for, you know, a source filmmaker thing, incredible. It is a, I highly recommend. Even if you like animated stuff, or if you like source filmmaker stuff. Yeah, this Emesis Blue here was incredible. I remember going to see a stage show of Woman in Black in London, and walking through London after was really scary because it was nighttime. Like I said, I find people, places, a lot scarier than forest places and stuff. Okay, I should be able to move the camera, right? Like, it squeebs me. Okay, I lied. Can I... Well, because I changed the size of the camera. Yeah, and that was where I... So do like that. No, like that. Other way around. That. There we go. So then that all fits there. And then if I do... Yeah, there we go. But I can't... Okay, well, we're gonna stop doing that. Manually position it that way. I love Emesis Blue. It combines my love for horror, TF2, and The Shining. Yeah, there was a fair amount of The Shining in there. I noticed one or two of the movie references, but I know, like, watching a you know, explainer channel, it was like, oh yeah, here's a shot of Seven, and I was like, oh, I totally didn't catch that. But yeah, as somebody who doesn't know TF2, it was still a very interesting watch. I was able to pick up on, like, oh, okay, these are the, you know, red and blue, and Plutarch and Redmond or whatever. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I knew just enough about TF2 that it made sense. The bar scene with the engineer was amazing. I thought the whole thing, there was just so much good stuff in there. It was a little much because they kept doing something new, but they also brought it back. They brought back different elements and stuff too, so it all tied together still. Which is always crazy to me when something, like when they just throw in like, oh, and now there's zombies, and then there's like, you know, this big Terminator heavy and everything, and yet each element comes back at least a little bit. Okay, that's why I was doing this, so that I could actually position things. Yeah, again, because I don't need this to be perfect. I just need it to work for the sake of testing. Well, like I said, so I can print it out. If I can print the thing out, then I can just test it real easy. So that is definitely quick and dirty. That was the other thing. Was this one hairstyle pokes into this other stuff. And I would like it to not do that. There was a reference to the house that Jack built, which was insane. Yeah, that was the other one that was explained to, like, the part of that explainer video that I did not know the reference of the house that Jack built. It's always funny because I'm like, I'm not a horror guy, and yet I've seen a lot of horror movies. Like, I don't go out of my way to watch a bunch of horror movies, and it's not a genre that I typically pick, but I have watched a fair amount of stuff. But the house that Jack built, I had not seen. So that reference. Completely missed me. But the Doctor Strangelove one I got, and then like I said, the Seven reference I entirely missed because I haven't seen that movie a lot. I saw it once and that was about it. Okay, the problem was if I go back to you and I go to the card, it's specifically the hair. There's I haven't played TF2 like at all. Well, let's see. It's just Steam say if I played TF2 much. TF2. Let's just I think I booted it up once, maybe. No. It looks like I have not even booted up Team Fortress 2 once. It's always funny because if I look back at a friend's like Steam, there's always like 1,000 hours in TF2, and I somehow missed that entire thing. My roommate in college was a big fan of doing TF2 like way into the night, but I somehow missed it. And with how much fun I have with the Overwatch and stuff, and how much I just kind of love doing goofy nonsense, I think I would have an absolute blast with TF2. And I just don't play multiplayer games all that often, so I just haven't. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of cartoon violence either. Or like because like the Tom and Jerry kind of thing where it's like squashing and stretching and stuff, totally fun by me. I love Tom and Jerry, but the once you start adding blood and bone and stuff, that's when it crosses the line into the not as big of a fan. I think some of that is like it falls into that uncanny valley for me too, where it's like if you have the more realistic the violence it is, then it's okay. But when you cross into that cartoony violence that has blood, that's when it is too much. But then if you do like the Looney Tunes kind of violence, well, that's totally fine too. But something like Happy Tree Friends was just so disturbing for me. I saw part of an episode. I saw the very beginning of one episode and was like, oh, nope, we're not doing this. Nope, that's too much. Really enjoy TF2 and glad to see it making a big comeback. I know even a friend that, hasn't played it in forever was just like, I'll turn it on and get used to TF2 again. Just because they had that big update. It blew my mind that it was like, oh yeah, it's having a new all-time peak. It's like, wait, what? The game is so old. A single update gives it a new all-time peak on the most popular game playing platform. It's kind of crazy. And also explains why there's not a lot of TF2 clones, because people just still play TF2. Okay, the whole thing that I was trying to do... Shoot. It's a sprite mask thing, which is why it says maskable. And then I just don't remember how to do this sprite mask. There's a couple of cool Source Filmmaker horror ARGs on YouTube, which kind of creep me out. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've done anything ARG related. Yeah, I don't... Because the way I found Emesis Blue was it gave me some other random, like... Somebody did, like, just a TF2 clip that mentioned Emesis Blue, and then that's how I found the full video, and I don't remember what the video was. I know one of the things I saw was the TF2, the Demo man. Remember this. Like, and then he just says, remember. Something like that. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what it was. YouTube randomly gave me one of these. Yeah, which then said Emus is blue, and then I was like, okay, what is this? I'm trying to remember which video it gave me first. Because then I went and watched all of them. It probably was this. And then then I watched that, and then I watched this thing that said Emus is blue.
I'm gonna kiss you.
No, it wasn't that one.
I love you, man. Remember, lad.
Might have been this one. Oh, that does combine my love of that sort of stop motion stuff with synthetic voice. Dumb synthetic voice is something I enjoyed the heck out of. Okay, that's how I found Emus Blue. I don't know why I was going down the rabbit hole of trying to remember that, but okay. It's because I didn't want to think about this. Because it's something about the sprite masking that I don't remember. But... And Mrs. Blue is heavily responsible for the TF2 comeback? I doubt that. I'm pretty sure it's just because TF2 had a big update. Because Mrs. Blue was, I think, 5 months ago or something. Oops. I think 5 months would be hard to sustain a whole. Yeah, 6 months ago. 6 months ago would be hard to sustain a love for TF2, but it is very, like, you know, obviously digs into the lore of TF2 and all that, so, or at least seems to dig into some kind of lore of TF2. I don't know how accurate it is to the actual like, game lore or not, but I don't think it matters. Yeah, it's probably a combination of things. Well, it's one of those things of like, when you look at something and you say, oh, it's this thing that I saw, it's got to be related, right? And it's typically not. When you look at like a game that did well, it's typically because Steam promoted the game. Not because like, oh, there was this YouTuber that picked it up or because of something or other. It's a game does well on Steam if it does well on the Steam store. Like, it's something like the, you know, everybody's mad on Steam about Overwatch 2. But I don't think it's really hurting the bottom line of Blizzard all that much. Yeah, like this is sitting at an overwhelming... Well, it might be simply because Steam is so big and there's so many people that say overwhelmingly negative. But... But for the most part, like, that whole, like, game news cycle and stuff, or, like, a lot of those news cycles and things are not, for most people, are not going to be picked up on. So, as cool as it is that, like, you know, somebody did a cool TF2 thing, it's always like a... It moves the needle a little bit, but not a lot. It's really only the source things that, Yeah, and it's a lot of that is from that, because I have a lot of emails for all sorts of game marketing and, you know, how to sell your indie game and stuff. And a lot of it is just, you promote it on YouTube and you promote it different places so that you get enough of a ball rolling so that Steam will eventually show it and promote the game. And then that's when you get all of the sales. So that's really all it is to get it to the front page of the Steam store. And then all of that secondary marketing is secondary, as much as it might be important to you. But it is about making a snowball of news and information. Yeah, because it's something like, oh, it's like a tweet went viral on Twitter, and that, sure, it does move the needle, but it does not. It's one of those things of like, oh, it's something went viral on Twitter, then somebody else who knows can promote it more, and then. Okay, I am just not gonna care. I'm not gonna. The voice actors were doing some cool stuff, which brought some attention back to TF2. The original voice actors, because I know I've seen one or two of those things on the internet of the original voice actors just doing like a bit somewhere at like a convention or something. So I know they're pretty active in promoting TF2. Okay, and then this has the... Oh, and it just doesn't restart as fast because it's on the dev version. Yeah, okay, so this one is properly hidden. Okay, I'm not going to worry about it then. If one of them bleeds into the other, it's not going to bleed into the text or anything. It's just going to not look good, but I can just ignore that and not print that off. Okay, so now I can have some sort of ability to print the cards. And then I can... Well, that was the other thing, is I need to add the text so that it makes a little more sense for a physical card game over a digital card game. But then if I can test the ideas and see if this is actually kind of fun, then I can feel a little more confident in pursuing this. Good luck. It's damn late once again, so I'll see you around. That's what I thought. I'm always surprised when I'm like, oh yeah, that's another person that is up late in the middle of the night to listen to me ramble on about some nonsense. To shout swear words in my code until it works. But good night, good luck, have fun sleeping. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I probably won't be on too much longer either, just because once I get this into a printable state, then that's all I need to do is actually print it, which is not great for a stream. So... there, win alt Persker. There we go. So then that is some semblance of cards on a page. They're probably a bit small now, but that's okay. And then if I say parent, what does it look like? Yeah, not great, but usable. What if I do portrait, actually? Yeah, okay, so not perfectly aligned in the center, but that doesn't matter. And I could make it slightly bigger, but I could also leave it like this. Ah, the text, that was the other thing that I wanted to double check. Or change up, rather. Yeah, here. Okay, so the... Yeah, I can go crazy with the text now because it is just text. This is not something I have to implement. Yeah, there we go. This I can use. I don't know if I want to mess with those. I don't entirely know what I was going for there, but that was mostly just to have notes. I don't really want to mess with diagonals. I don't remember what I was meaning when I said middle either. Yeah, furthest and closest I definitely want to do in vertical and horizontal. Well, and that's the question is, does this make some semblance of sense? Because it does not need to make a ton of sense. It just needs to make some sense. And then I can, like I said, this is all just text that I can read, that I can make sense of myself. Oh, move was a move randomly. At this point, not a move. Well, I guess let's just see what text. So now I'll go down to the text. Oh, now it's going to yell at me that I don't. Or is it? It's probably going to yell at me that I don't have these abilities set up. It's only 8:15 and I'm like, oh, I'm all ready for bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. It's like, nah, it's way too early. Okay, this does not seem like it's... So when nobody does nothing, nobody do nothing. Yeah, okay, I need to, okay, but I know it spits out stuff at least. I need to spit out stuff, the get text. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, this doesn't seem to be overlapping. Move to, move from, I don't want right now. Placed, positioned? Aren't those the same thing? No, positioned is different. Yeah, placed is when it's summoned. Kind of. Placed and summoned are when it's chosen, and then summoned is when it's something else summons it. Positioned was not a thing? Oh, positioned. Well, it's because I'm confusing myself with positioned, right? I don't remember what I was going with that. Yeah, okay. We'll just leave that off of there then. For now. I don't need to test all of the ideas all at once. I just want to test some of the ideas a little bit. Wait, switch target and then switch target? Shouldn't it be switch target 1 or something? It should be this other target, right? Didn't I have 2 lists of targets? Because it's the target that is triggering the thing, and then there's the target that is it's taking the action of the thing. Okay, no numbers. Number bad. Okay, numbers are not bad, but I do not want numbers. I do not want them. Okay, summon is probably not, because it's going to be hard to do adding more units when I'm just doing a board game, essentially. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of things that are just, you know, when this is removed, do something that it can't do, so it's not going to matter. But that's fine. If there's a bunch of stuff that's not functioning, that's fine for now. Okay, in this case, we're going to say move away instead of move randomly. Well, move randomly is what's programmed already. So move away is what I'm gonna actually have it say instead. For this test case. Okay, didn't I have more actions? I did have summon again. We're gonna leave that off. Yeah, but I don't even know what I'm meaning by that. Slide, I know what I want out of that. So we'll at least stick with that. Yeah, I kind of know what I want out of cannot change, but that is also not a... That does not fit with the rest of these. Okay, so let's see if this, again, is probably all going to be just complete word soup. But, seeing how I'm doing quick and dirty, like print, for myself, I'm okay if it's word soup. This is just for me, just a test, to see if I like the idea, and I think it's fun, even if it is. Where the heck is the grid? Squeeps me. Yeah. What the heck? Why is that sort of working? Not entirely working. Ton. Ally placed anywhere, ally slide. It doesn't say what direction. When enemy placed left, adjacent enemy slide. That does actually make sense. When this ends turn anywhere, this move away. Away from what? Okay, that one doesn't make sense. When this placed nowhere, this slide. Why are you also having a nowhere in there? Yeah, it's that when this ends turned left adjacent. It's always like that. What does that mean exactly? When ally placed adjacent, ally slide. Slide also needs to have a direction. When units removed, right. Which that... Oh, I guess that's... If it's anywhere to the right of that unit. No, when units removed, right adjacent. Wait, when units removed, right adjacent. When units remove. Okay, I need to fix up this word soup a bit more. When enemies removed, left adjacent. When enemies slide. Why is it? When ally removed, left adjacent. Ally move away. Yeah, that's one of those ones where it's like, when this is removed, move it somewhere. It's like it got removed, it can't do that. Some of this is, I need to, okay. Yeah, it's only 8:30, but I'm kind of like winding down. Yeah, so all the way at the bottom here. Some of this stuff. Yeah, basically I need to figure out some good actions that they can take. But I think it's really just pushing a unit away, or... Also, it should have said closest and furthest. Because of those I thought were interesting ones. You know, closest right and furthest right and stuff. But I think I am kind of fried and kind of done, despite the fact that I really didn't do a ton like I was wanting. Okay, wait, where's the left and right and stuff? Get position, there we go. There we go. Yeah, this position list. Yeah, so all the way down here. Yeah, that's really what I need to do for like all of these, is just make sure the thing is copied from the top so that I know what all needs to be here. Adjacent, anywhere. Bottom. Yeah, bottom adjacent. Yeah, distant was the one that I was doing as like a... Yeah, that was supposed to be like 2 units away or whatever, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah, furthest and closest. Yeah, that's the thing, is if this doesn't make sense with this word soup, that even if I can't figure out the word soup. Well, it's a matter of how much do I have to push this to make this good for testing for myself, to see if it's fun and interesting. And then... Yeah, it's basically how much do I have to do to see if this is fun and interesting. Well, if I can get the actions and stuff to a point where there's somewhat... I mean, it's probably a little more, not a lot more, but... Okay, when enemies end turn, left adjacent. When enemies move away. Why is it doing this when? Target. No. The heck? You should be there, and then this should be here. You should have this space there. There. There we go. probably don't need that for the future, but for now, that'll hopefully make the word soup make a little more sense. Because it only needs to make sense to me. It does not need to make sense to a computer right now. And then I can just print out the card and see. When enemy removed, furthest enemy remove. When enemy placed adjacent, enemy remove. I feel like this should have the target as well. But that is just, if something is next to this, remove it. Or basically, you can't summon next to this. That's really what that word soup turns into, but that's... And this is why I'm like, okay, this is interesting to me. Because this is randomly generating something that I can see is interesting. When an enemy ends turn, right adjacent, enemy remove. Yeah, so this is... These are making a little more sense now. Not entirely, because this is when enemy removed, which does that mean where? It's like, where's the target on that one? When allies end turn. When allies ends turn. Yeah, it's just because it's... When allies end turn anywhere. When allies move away. Why are you adding these when again? Huh? When allies. Okay, enough with this extra whens. When I see this, I will get rid of all of it. There's only one of these. There we go. And there. Yeah, so that's it. So it'll answer the who, what, when, where, why, how. Oh, that's another one that I could do, maybe, is the ability of, like, when you trigger this unit's ability. That's one of the things you could do. You could either move or summon or trigger ability. When enemies removed, top adjacent, enemies remove. Oh yeah, that's the... I need to have a secondary target here, I think. When enemy ends turn closest, enemy slide. Which... See, and that's one of those word soup things where I'm like, okay, I can make sense of this to say slide closest enemy. Like, you know, end turn, slide closest enemy away. Well, I think I just have slide. Again, some of these are like, the action is going to have secondary targets and other stuff. But for now, I think I will just stick with, if it does a slide, it's a slide away. Okay, so when enemies end turn anywhere, enemies move away. Yeah, and that's one of those questions of like, how does how does an enemy move away from this unit if they're like diagonal? When ally removed anywhere, ally move away. Yeah, those are the ones that are like, you gotta be careful with the ally removed to make that say something that's useful. Which is probably summon. When something is removed, then you want to do a summon or something, but... When ally ends turn left adjacent, ally remove. I see those are always fun. When ally removed, top adjacent, ally remove. Yeah, it does a lot of those, like, when this is removed, remove. It doesn't help anything. And this ends turn horizontal. This move away. Should probably get rid of this and stuff. It's some of these word soups need to be worked on for sure. And this ends turn vertical. I think it's this is the one. This slide away. When allies end turn closest, allies slide away. Yeah, that's one of those ones that, like, it doesn't make sense in this form, but I can make it make sense to say, okay, slide closest ally away. When unit removed, closest unit slide away. That's an interesting one. And something that kind of makes sense. When enemies placed bottom adjacent, enemies remove. Yeah, so that's one of those, like, can't summon below this. Okay, but this, when this ends turn, this just doesn't seem to be making sense. Ah, it's because I was having fun playing with my little juggling ball here. I didn't want to actually try to... I don't want to sit here pressing the shortcut to comment stuff out. When unit removed bottom adjacent, unit slide away. When unit removed, I think I'm just gonna have to... Removed as a trigger is not, like, that's useful in the future, but not right now. Yeah, it's like, there's not a lot of triggers then. It's really just this, like, when something ends its turn, that's when it triggers stuff. Well, and I think that's what the positioned was. Because then it would be the when ally positioned top. But I think that's the end turn, when ally ends turn top. Well, I think that's... I think kind of what I wanted there was not a end turn, but like a... just at any time if something is positioned there. I don't know, I'm losing so many triggers that I'm like, maybe I can throw positions back in here and see if that makes more sense than some of this other nonsense I was trying to do. Oh, it's because that position does not... and I did not mean to... I don't need the comma there. I'd rather do it... that. Because ideally this would be a something moves away, and then when something is positioned above it, then it also bumps it again. Basically. Ideally. Oh, for a print and play, I would also need to have a... I also need to have some kind of king unit as well. So when enemy ends turn furthest, enemy slide away. So yeah, so that's slide furthest enemy away. When nobody positioned adjacent. this, move away. Again with the this. Didn't I get rid of this? Oh, the secondary this, because the secondary target list. But also the when nobody. Wait, that means just self should not be in this list. That's really what it is. I still want it for something. Because I feel like there should be a... like when this is removed, it does something. Or when this is moved, but a lot of these are like... when this is moved, then move this. It's that secondary target is not being... I know it's not being set correctly because it's target again. That's I looked at it and said that's not right. There should be a target and a secondary target. Oh, position and position 1. Okay, that's the me having to figure out this word soup. But again, if I can figure out enough of this stuff that is interesting, with even just this small amount of stuff, and then get it to work in a print and play scenario. That's the thing, is like this is... any addition is an exponential amount of content. That's what I love about it. Which is exactly what was happening with the making a character. If I add a hairstyle, it's an exponential number of options. When unit placed vertical, unit slide away. I like that. And that, you know, kind of makes sense. It's always that, like, depends on what vertical means, but if you do vertical as extends to the edge of the board, then when enemy ends turn right adjacent, enemy slide away. That one also makes sense. When unit ends turn bottom adjacent, unit remove. Makes sense. And those are all different. I mean, those are slides and stuff, but Fwake you. That, kind of suspicious name there, but... When ally ends turn left adjacent, ally move away. When unit does nothing, closest unit slide away. That's... somebody's... goofed there. When units placed closest... When units placed closest, units move away. Yeah, it's one of those like unit versus units, because if you change up that scenario to be when unit placed, move the closest unit away. When unit placed, adjacent unit remove. Yeah, it's one of those interesting scenarios where that only triggers. It triggers a remove, but only triggers when something else is placed. When enemy position anywhere, enemy move away. When units end turn anywhere, units slide away. Yeah, it was you. The when unit does nothing. Closes the unit, slide away. So that's an extra trigger somewhere. Removed. It's been removed. Here I said I was winding down, and then I was like, well, I'm narrowing it down to where the words sort of make sense. They don't entirely make sense, but they sort of make sense, and that's the thing. It's like if I can get it to a point where it makes sense to me, enough that I can test it. I can see if this will be fun for me. When allies positions closest, allies slide away. Yeah, positioned kind of needs another secondary target, so it's like some of these I think need secondary bits attached to them. When allies end turn, bottom adjacent allies removes. Yeah, some of these are like the multiples when it says bottom adjacent and stuff that are like, that's not going to have a multiple, so. When ally ends turn, right adjacent, ally move away. That entirely makes sense, that's fine. When enemies position bottom adjacent, enemies slide away. When enemy position anywhere, enemy move away. When allies placed furthest, allies move away. When units placed anywhere, units move away. When allies end turn, furthest allies remove. Unit position adjacent, unit move away. Well, I have so many of these move aways that I'm like, you know, I could do move toward and move target. Okay, but my brain's slowed down. It's almost 9 o'clock and I'm ready to call it quits. I can still tweak this word soup still. But this is getting closer to a usable set of characters and units and stuff. And then just with a usable set of characters and units and stuff, I can... Well, when I was testing the Bump Squad stuff, or rather the King Kicker or whatever, that was a lot more of just a couple of units. I mean, I would probably still do 2 piles of 9 units, so that gives me 18 units to move around and mess with and stuff. Okay, no, let's stick with one thing at a time here, especially now when I'm tired and ready to go to bed, so... So I think I'm gonna just call it good. It's done for now. What is going on? This sounds like 2 different things at the same time. But it's not. Okay, when enemy positioned vertical, enemy remove. When enemies placed closest, enemies remove. Yeah, those are always interesting where it's like close, remove close. I can see, yeah, because it's still when enemy placed, remove closest enemy. When ally ends turn adjacent, ally move away. When unit end turns vertical, unit remove. When enemy positioned adjacent, enemy remove. When enemy positioned anywhere, enemy move away. When unit positioned closest, unit move away. Yeah, which some of those are just kind of move closest unit away. Yeah, but that's the positioned, or it's positioned to be when something moves into the range. Which is why I had to move to and move away and stuff, but... The enemies positioned top adjacent, enemies move away. placed top adjacent unit move away. Yeah, that's always the like. Well, but it's like there's really not that many spaces, and it's. I don't know. Right now, it's also constraining it too. It's because I have the top adjacent and stuff. I mean, I could do the secondary of not adjacent and just be top. So if it's anything above this, anything below this, anything to the right of this. But then also trying to make sure that it's a small amount of words because I don't have a lot of space. But yeah, I'm good. I'm done. I'm fried. I could wait another like 9 minutes just to hit the 9 o'clock, but I don't need to. It's not something I need to do. This is a good idea though, actually, because I have been having problems running this game on my phone. So if I try to run this on the PC, now that the PC build is, what I think it's out of beta or whatever. Yeah, so this will tell me if it's the game running poorly or if it's my dad blasted phone running poorly. I would assume the game, because it's the game that is the only thing that's... Yeah, it's the way these load in and stuff that just... I don't think it looks good. I think you should put a loading screen and then let everything load in. Because you have the little loading screens that pop up anyway. It's like, do more of that and less of the, like, thing that you're doing. I mean, that does look cool, and it's a card back. Oh, it's 75. When it looks interesting and it looks cool, and then I look at the price, and it's like, that's crazy. That's more than a AAA video game for just a cool card back. A cool card. And just handfuls of currency. That just seems like a lot. Okay, no, and we're not doing a conquest, because last time I tried to do a conquest, the game just exploded and said, no, you don't get to do anything. What do you mean 6 different things? I wanted to do some more conquests, just to try to mess with this shop a little bit. But that didn't seem to be happening. I still need to do, yes. I still need to do Mr. Negative stuff. We're gonna take a big gamble and do another conquest. Do I have a silver ticket? Let's earn up to. Oh, wait, this... Why? Not that deck. This one. No, this! Not a good idea, but this is also the start of a conquest, and it seems to be that I'm doing this now, so... So, Marvel Snap. And then do that, and then do... Yeah, I never know what to title it. Oh, really? Another turn where I can't do anything? This is ongoing. You copy an ongoing, and you... That don't help me. I don't have anything. Holy balls. Well, now would be the time to do a Mr. Negative. Those are... Okay, let's just do that. I don't think this is gonna go well. But this seems to be running. So it's the game on my phone is not running well. Okay, now let's see if it actually did update. I don't believe you. No, it's got the Marvel Snap stream. Yeah, okay. It did update. Man, I wish Mr. Negative worked on cards in hand, not just anything. In your deck. Hopefully that works out. Oh, but Hood did not pop off? You were supposed to pop off. You were the chosen one. Oh no. Can I do anything about this? Because I'm like, this looks a lot better than it was just a second ago. But that clearly isn't happening. And then this... Well, I can do this and that is a good amount of stuff. But I don't think that's enough stuff. And you're copying ongoing. I should probably just not. I hope they weren't too miffed that I had to map that out in my head a little bit. Wow, this is playing so much smoother. Like, I didn't think my phone was that borked, but it might be. Oh man, I have a deck that's good with one-cost cards. That, you know, summons a bunch of one-cost cards, but it said, no, you gotta... If I could play something with Forge, that'd be nice. Yeah, hopefully I could take Stark Tower, but I don't know what to... This is not the best deck. This is... Well, it's just because I wanted to play the Mr. Negative. Do I have some other lower cost cards that allow me to... Yeah, because if it swapped these in hand, that would just be so much better. You just get so little out of it. For the most part. I might actually do... Ooh, wait, you copy an ongoing, so... Wait, the last card you played has an ongoing, copy its text. So here and here, you have an ongoing, copy that text. Let's see if that works. Oh no, they got some big Deadpools. That's not great. But I'm about to have some sort of big stuff.
I am Iron Man.
Yes, there we go. Might not be enough,
All
but
systems go.
it might also be enough. That looks fairly strong. And a blue marble helps. We're gonna snap just to scare him. I don't really have it. Like, that's big enough, I think. And that doesn't help me much. So I guess that. But it's because that Iron Man also doubles stuff. It really makes me feel like, yeah, it's... I don't think I could pull out that kind of thing all that often, though. Yeah, if we both kind of have good rounds and then back out, it's, this is going to take a while. Oh, well, that'll definitely help me fill this. I don't know that I'll be able to fully fill it. But... Ooh. Yeah, those are just too good to start with. I think they have an actual, like, they actually have a pretty good destroy deck here. Instead of my dumb nonsense. Oh, I feel like I should play the Mr. Negative, but I want this. Or I want to prevent them from having it, because that is also the other option. They always do that. They're always like, oh, somebody's thinking real hard. They clearly don't have a way to win. I'm like, I'm just optimizing this turn. I might have a way to come back. Oh, meaning they got the +3 energy. Yeah, and so I have that basically. Well, if I do that, that forces the thing over. Oh, I have 8 energy. Well, this... That's the next card. Yeah. This is pretty good for me. Oh, so it already doubled to it. I guess just because we both backed out. Oh, no, they snapped. I forgot they snapped. Oh, no, they're thinking real hard. I guess I could snap. I am not confident in this deck at all. Like Wii gaming, I suppose I could turn up the audio.
I am Iron Man.
If I have blue marble, like, well, it doesn't matter. I got the bishop that I can buff at least a little bit. Ooh, is there anybody that... No, nobody benefits from that. That doesn't help me none. I can use the white tiger to throw a 7 cost. Oh, I can only play 1 card anyway. I could do a Jubilee over there, but that ain't gonna... Oh, the cards with the highest power here. A 7 is technically the highest power. Oh, and I could do that to see if it gets me. we'll give that a go. Yeah, I definitely don't need Mr. Negative at the end here, but... And that gets me 2 cards to try to get that last spot. Again, not snapping because I'm not confident, but... we shall see. Oh boy. They've got plans. Oh, yes, a blue marble right at the end. Clutch. We'll see if it saves me, if it helps me. But... boo, boo. Okay, good. That was close. Oh, and I needed both of those cards. I needed to play both of those cards. And the blue marble saved me a bit too. Boy, that was a close one. That was a good round. I don't know if that's the thing I could say, but that was a good round. Yeah, okay, I also need to remember they have a Killmonger, which... Ooh. Ooh. Those definitely help. But yeah, if I get a blue marble on top of Onslaught Citadel, that helps, but I need a bunch more cards. Okay, give me something else I could play, please. That's not something I can play. Damn you! Damn you all to hell! I wanted something I could play. That would have worked better with the blue marble. Yeah, the fact that Marvel Snap doesn't get any views too is also a bummer. Because I love this game. Yeah, the fact that I didn't have anything to play. And then the Forge shows up. You needed to show up 1 turn earlier. You bastard. Again, I think we're gonna just see if I can take a spot. I can do blue marble there. Oh, Carnage. Oh, it's because of this. If they had a Venom, that would be nasty. We shall see. That's something, I guess. Yeah, again, I'm taking 1 spot, and it's like, well, you gotta take 2 of them. Well, ongoing effects are doubled there. Let's... Let's just hope that doing something like Odin will help. Because if I double a blue marble, that's still not going to be enough. Why are you thinking so hard? Don't think so hard. Just let me have this with my shitty Mr. Negative deck. I barely know what I'm doing. Don't think about it so hard. Are they gone? Did they disconnect? They were able to play something at least. If they did disconnect.
I am Iron Man.
Oh, the fact that they're nearly taking this makes me want to just, like... Which, that makes me want to do the blue marvel, but that's not going to be enough to take this. I don't know, maybe? Because that's 12, I think. I have a little bit of health to play around with. Yeah, they sure look like they're trying to take that other one. I really wanted like another 1 cost to throw over on this other side. Just to put something there, seeing how they have next to nothing there. Yeah, okay, they're throwing just a little more there. Ooh, is this enough? Is the question. Hey, that... Oh, the blue marvel gave a little bit of power to that. These are some good rounds. Man. I'm just barely squeaking out with these wins. Well, I don't have a lot of 1 cost, so that doesn't matter too much. I do have some 1 cost. We'll do that again. Give me something I can play. Give me something that is worth playing. Damn it. Well, that was something I could play, yes. I feel like I should Mr. Negative, though. Well, we'll Mr. Negative, just because I built the deck around Mr. Negative. I should play it. Let's try that and see. We'll see what Mr. Negative pulls up for me, too. I don't think I have this, but I could snap, scare him off, because they have not enough health to survive this. I have some health I can play around with. If you're gonna think real hard, we're gonna have the ending. It'll kill you, but it won't kill me, so. I like this version of Snap. This really lets you get to know another person and another person's deck. Okay. No, you were supposed to go to Washington, D.C. You were supposed to go over there, damn it. Oh, this is the final turn. Who authorized this? How did this become the final turn already? Do not like. Again, I feel like I should Blue Marvel just to... I don't think I have this one. I was really hoping it would go over there. And how much do I think they're going to dump on this, is the question. I think I just want to do that. Oh, no! I took the one I wanted, but the, damn. I guess this? That... These have been some good rounds. +1 isn't enough. It's enough for something, but I wanted enough for Mr. Negative. I wanted Mr. Negative right off the bat. Damn you. Ooh, that's a good spot to put Mr. Negative. Ooh hoo hoo. They're gonna try. I think they're gonna try really going for that one. But I think if I can get a big. Yes, then I can get it. Aha. And then ideally, I can get some more cards to play off of Mr. Negative. I still feel like it should switch the. Oh, that was a good play for their death. Luckily, it didn't hit. Ooh, my hood. Yeah, because that's a 0 cost. That's like a no-brainer. Why not? That's a ballsy move. Because I don't want anything to boost the Mr. Negative, and literally everything does. I realized I might have misplayed this. Well, no, I have the hood here. Will actually.
Iron Man.
Wait, was the Iron Man the last thing I played? The last card you played is an ongoing. Copy its text. I think. And then that's a +5. This is a +6. And that boosts those. But all of these could have a possibility to. They got away with 1 health. Damn it. I doubt anything is going to move anything. We're going to try it, though, just to see. Hey, I fucked myself over. It did not help me at all. Hood's a -3? Didn't realize how. Oh man, that would have helped me. That's okay. Yeah, let's just get something down, and then I can do like an iron. Oh, I could do an Ironheart Mystique sort of thing on that final turn. Although I don't think this deck is all that great. I'm surprised that it's doing as well as it is. Ooh. I wanted to do Ironheart and Mystique on the final turn. I don't need to play the Mr. Negative. That's not gonna help me. I think I'm still gonna stick with that Ironheart Mystique idea. Yeah. They'll probably have like a death. They'll probably have something big that'll really take this one over, which is not gonna help me. I think I'm kind of fucked on that. Ah, shoot. I mean, I could do double and then do the Ironheart over here, which doesn't help me. Like, I kind of want this one. I don't know if I can get it, but I kind of want it. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be hard to take that one. Oh, at least the hood. It didn't help me enough.
I am Iron Man.
No! And the Ironheart. Hey, just enough to take it, but not enough to... Damn it. Yeah, again, this is one of those scenarios where it just doesn't behoove me to snap. Because they're gonna die no matter what. I'll replace both decks with random cards. Transform the highest cost card in your opponent's hand into a pig. And now we're both kind of... I guess this is not the final round, but what feels like one of the final rounds. Aw, you... Ah. Ah, it just pulls death there. Okay, well, this Morb I don't think is going to help me. Let's see what... It kind of helped. Oh boy, this is just complete random. And they are in a good position on one of the spots. And I am not. Are you putting more stuff on that? I'm not gonna take it. I could play the leader as well. Yeah, I don't know what they have. I don't know what they're gonna do. And well, now I don't want to play either of the bigger cards. Well, let's hope that... Let's hope that they do a big card that leader can... Good games. Funny that it ended in just complete randomness. Oh, yeah, you can't go any higher than infinity. Infinity. So it was just the animated that they changed. Yeah, this is how it was running on my phone. No, kinda. That's a new problem that didn't used to exist. Yay, I'm the king. I have the crown. Okay, did I win with Mr. Negative? I did, okay. 3, 2. See, this loads. Does not load like this on my phone. It runs bad on my phone. So this is much more tells me that, yeah, it's my phone. It's issues. So a solo and an upgraded card. Oh, upgrade 2 cards. I mean, that's... I could just finish that. Level up would be the deck, but... Why do you get so... Okay. I'm so glad they added that. That was so nice. So actually do upgradable. Yeah, okay. And then just trash everybody. And then make a deck of all the cards that are about to upgrade. Is it gonna make sense? Doubtful. Yeah, okay, this, that one doesn't really make sense to, that doesn't really add to the deck. Just like you don't really add to the deck. And then you had the highest power cards at +2, and that's, yeah, okay, it's where you want to try to even it out so they all have the same power, but that's not gonna happen. I do have some more higher power cards, so we can do that. And then, yeah, strong arm here is not making a lot of sense, but everything else is kind of somewhat more generic. Oh, that's also another one that doesn't really make sense. Because there's no cards that cost 0. That was 0 power, but cost 0. And nobody adds a 0 cost card. But that works with wave, and it doesn't hurt anything. Aha, okay, I thought I had a lot of boosters. Jubilee. It's a slightly nicer quality of life thing, but it doesn't default to the highest upgrade. I feel like it should default to the highest upgrade. Well, then this should be real quick. Do not emote? Well, now I want to emote just to, I mean, she just bounces back every turn, right? That's, like, literally it. Oh, when it returns to your hand, +1. That's why you want to just play her all the time. Well, that was interesting. Oh, and I can't play anything, and they can't play anything, so... Well, they could play something maybe, but hopefully I got that. Yay! For now, I got that. Oh, and then one of those cards straight up can't be played there. Oh, I guess that would lock down my Kitty Pride, so that doesn't help me much. And you just don't have any power, right? Yeah. Wow, this got really constrained. Yeah, definitely gotta throw down that Drax, because most likely they're gonna play something there. Because they can't really play much else. Can't play there and can't play there now. Oh, they said don't emote, but I had to. It was required. Nobody has an ongoing. It's 8 power. That's... I think I just need to throw more power onto this. Not much else I can do. Uh-oh. It's just borked. We're just bye-bye. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about this, so...
Escape.
Oh, I guess it would be a tie then. It would have been a tie. I didn't need to back out, but that's okay, whatever. Yeah, and then it gave me an ability to upgrade a card. That's really all I was looking for anyway, so...
Shiny logo.
Yeah, they went too goofy with that Thor Love and Thunder. Ragnarok hit the right balance of dire and goofy. Oh, and I didn't do the solo thing. I guess that's probably what I should have focused on. Not just straight up upgrades. Oops. There's another season pass? There is another season pass. Yeah, see, now I have to check that every time, because I'm like, I don't pay attention. Just default it to the greatest. This is how it used to function on my phone, and now it just barely runs. And it used to function well on my phone, and nothing else runs as bad on my phone, so it's just kind of weird to me. Do I want to play one more round just to do... This feels like I didn't update this. I don't think I need to. This feels right for the solo thing, but let's like to update it with stuff. Giganto is the obvious pick, but I think I have a couple of Infinitauts. Yeah, Infinitaut's a good pick for this too. Oh, the or is it is definitely the tells me that I did not update the thing. I guess I could do that Snow Moon. I'm basically looking for like biggest, baddest cards that I have. And they give me like I have an Infinite card back or something, maybe. No? remember what that one was supposed to be. Let's do this. Works with the Giganto, I guess. Whatever. So this is seeming like my phone is the issue. Well, this game and my phone, because like I said, nothing else is. Well, occasionally things lag out. I've been pretty unhappy with this Samsung phone. Because it's not bad, but it's not as good as the one I had. The Moto that I had was better. And I think that's what makes me more unhappy, is the fact that I downgraded from good to fine. Did that help me? Oh, you're a 0-5, but you also go to the enemy, so... And you're too late. You're just too late there, bud. Now, if they happen to fill up one of the things, then that works for me, but... Otherwise, I don't think this worked out for me at all. Like, I'll take the extra energy, I suppose. It's one of those, like, I do have a lot of 6 cost, but I won't be able to get it up to a 0. Wait, are you... Yeah, from all. I keep wanting to play it because it's a 0. Oh, wait, no, that's final turn. It didn't help me much. But I just need to win a location solo. That's gonna be the location. I forgot that I was aiming for solo as the goal. Oh, I could drop a really big one. But now I can't, so I won't. Do I think they're gonna play something there? No. I don't need the extra power. Could I? We're gonna do this. Does that move the Carnage? Oh, I can't play extra. Damn it. Oh, I was all excited to maybe try that, and I can't, so I lied. We're just gonna do that. That was a fun idea that I screwed over myself on. Oh, they even put something in there too. I've got 2 solos. Okay. Extremely unnecessary. But that's, again, another one of those days where I've been eating way too much candy, doing all this other stuff that's extremely unnecessary. But... Okay, yeah, now that it's well past when I meant to end. Goodbye, good night, thanks for stopping by. Bye.